24 hours is a long time in cryptocurrency. It can change the dynamic of a market. Many people believe the top's already in. Others that they're simply not good enough, that the crypto summit was a bit of a nothing burger. Well, there are things happening that for whatever reason, people just aren't telling you. Good job you found the 2Bit Crypto channel, where we just talk objectively about what's happening with crypto so that you are as informed as you possibly can be. Well, I've got some pretty big news to talk about. The White House official X account, as well as Texas Senate, what have they done? And more importantly, Michael Saylor's $100 trillion offer to Donald Trump. We'll break it all down for you in this video, but make sure, do one thing, hit that like button and share this far and wide. Let's get more people into a positive area rather than just, well, watching hype guys or doom groomers. Let me know what you think in the comments, but before we do that, let's get into the video. So many of you watched the White House summit last night, and for a lot of people, it was a nothing burger. I think people thought maybe Trump would come in and say, we're going to go buy $10 billion worth of Bitcoin, and it simply didn't happen. Now, what happened behind closed doors does sound a little bit more positive. Brian Armstrong coming out saying they're going to recruit 1,000 people in the US. Michael Saylor talking about $100 trillion offer that he put towards Donald Trump, which we'll break down in just a minute. But we've also had some landmark decisions over the course of the last 24 hours. Like I said, it's definitely crazy in the space right now. Texas Senate has approved a Bitcoin reserve bill. This is huge. The first one to officially pass the Senate. This is very good news indeed. Cements the state's crypto dominance and setting a precedent nationwide. Now, Ted Cruz, who is over there bullish on Bitcoin, says, quote, I promise to make the Texas Bitcoin Reserve a priority to solidify Texas's leadership in the digital age. Today, the Texas Senate delivered on that promise by passing SB 21 with both Republican and Democrat votes to create the Texas Bitcoin Reserve. Now, here is where I think people are simply not understanding what's about to happen. Yes, the overall federal government in the US is saying we want a digital asset reserve. We are going to take what the Federal Reserve has and hold it. What it doesn't talk about, though, is the states. And one of the things Donald Trump has talked all the way through his election run-up, and more importantly now his president, is control to the states. So guess what? If they pass a bill that says we want to go and get a Bitcoin reserve, you need to go and buy some Bitcoin. I think this is where it's going to be very interesting. You imagine, I think we were at like 33 states that are going to do some kind of vote on this. Well, imagine that those 33 states all go and buy 1,000 Bitcoin as an example. Yes, there'll be some states that already have some, but the reality is this could be a game changer, and it will only take one of the states to all of a sudden reap the benefits of digital assets. Might not be this year, might not be next year, but when it does, they are going to set a precedent for many. The trouble is, it might be too late. He also disclosed Bitcoin role as a valuable asset, saying some have called Bitcoin digital gold, and I believe its limited supply and decentralized nature make it critical asset for Texas' future. The bill still requires House approval and the governor's signature to become law, but I think the reality is this is going to pass. This could be a big deal. Now, what are the numbers looking like? 500 billion will be eligible for the state budget appropriations. This could obviously be a big deal. How much they will put aside, I don't know, but very interesting indeed. Now, also, the White House official X account did share an unexpected Bitcoin post. I don't know if you guys caught this. Very interesting, since America is the world's Bitcoin superpower. The post said, continuing with one of Trump's administration slogans, America's golden age has begun. So with all of the noise, and David Sachs actually coming out today and talking specifically about that summit, saying that people were calling it that it didn't do anything. So many people were focused on the price. And you know what? The fact that the market's dumped might not be the world. The fact that so many people are calling Bitcoin top, so many of these hypesters that were, a week ago telling us we're all going to go to 200K are all saying the market's over. Well, if from my experience, when the market looks like it's about to dump, it normally pumps. It's the game that we play. So again, they are bullish at the White House, and they clearly know something we don't. And it might be down to this. Michael Saylor shares a $100 trillion crypto strategy at the White House summit. Now, they were circulating images of that strategy, but in a nutshell, what does it mean? Well, the fact that it could unlock $100 trillion in economic value over the next decade by clear regulatory framework could be a big deal. He categorized digital assets into 4 categories: digital tokens, digital securities, digital currencies, and digital commodities. Interesting, we saw Brad Garlinghouse at the CFTC as well. And the US should acquire between 5 and 25% of the total Bitcoin supply by 2035. And the reality here is people will go, well, it's 2035. That's only 10 years. Imagine where we will be in 10 years. And this is where I come back to that point around Texas getting in there early. And this could be a game changer. You've got countries like Bhutan, El Salvador that will really reap the rewards of a fixed supply that ultimately is going down. I think this is a very critical thing to think about as we walk through all of this. So you'd be remiss to look at the price and think, man, we're going to zero. Take a look holistically at where we are. And if you take here on the monthly, bear in mind, this was the previous bull market cycle. You can see the double top that's come in. We're not too dissimilar. That's the honest answer. And this is the reality. Now, Sir Captain, he was all about the BTC gigapump. Not quite there yet, but we see very similar scenarios that we saw play out back in 2021. And if you go even further back into 2017, another very similar pattern played out. So we will see critical bounce looking for right now, following a very similar pattern. So once again, I am bullish on the market, but I'm objective in seeing what's going on. Once we get a Senate passed and a ultimate decision on a cryptocurrency reserve, well, it's game over and we're going to the moon. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching the video. Hit the like and subscribe button. We'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.